Is there a picture up?
No, this is up.
Oh.
This is up. We're
Hi.
not.
You never tell me. We used to have like a thing. There was like
Yes,
a thing and a thing.
But I just skip it.
Oh, we just go right for
because it's a whole thing.
Okay.
It's
Hi.
a whole thing.
We're live.
Hello.
It's news to you. It's news to me.
Yes, and we are live.
And we're going to talk about AI and how everyone's so fucking retarded. I just have to say it. I feel like the dupe and the dupe and the dupe, they just keep getting duped.
Oh, I was giving you a background track while you're introing us.
Oh, that's what you were doing?
Yeah.
Oh. I missed it. Okay. Well, now you think you're overpowering me. Turn the volume down. I'm Miriam and this is David. And we talk shit on the internet for a living. Making no money. Not sponsored.
That's funny. That's funny.
Oh, yes, we're back. We're back. We're back.
Hello. You too.
It's great. Good to see you. Groovy tulips. See, the disco ball, 70s music.
Mm-hmm.
We need it.
Yep.
That sounded like Blue's Clues there. Blue Skidoo. Oh, okay. Okay. Say hello if you're here. Unless you're
Welcome
a
in,
voyeur.
welcome
I'm
in.
often a voyeur. I don't say hello in the chat. That
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
just
lurkers.
I'm a lurker. Unless I actually know the person, then that's a little different.
That's true.
Hey Ben.
That's true. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, it's totally different. But for the most part, on large streams, I'm a lurker.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't talk in Doug and Stacy when I watch their stuff.
No. Or Ludwig.
Yep, or Lud. But anyway, let's talk about
Yeah, let's do it.
the buffoonery of AI and how it is duping the duped. I don't even know how to say it.
Duping the undupable.
But they're not.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like I just want to again bash my pan over their head or something.
Yeah.
So you do the smart thing and I'll add in the
Okay. Okay.
and this and that and
Hey,
this.
Tori, good to see you.
Hi Tori.
Okay, so this title is ChatGPT discloses how AI will take over. It's like satirical.
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 It's
satirical. It's satirical. It's like this is like a Babylon Bee article to us, but to lots of people, it's very serious. Like this idea that you can ask ChatGPT questions about how AI will take over, and it outputs ways that AI would take over, discreetly. The idea that is AI, first of all, is fucking crazy. So it's a misunderstanding. It's a very big misunderstanding. But the idea that it's also disclosure and that it's proof that darkness is real, this is a very
Elementary.
Sure. But it's happening. So this topic is coming up because it's happening. So Miriam posted about it on her stories today. Do you want to tell the backstory a little bit and then we can get into it?
All right.
I think let's do that.
So last week, they're like, "Oh God, can we fast forward?"
So it's like the Putin interview. Well, we have to start in 8 BC.
I didn't see it.
I didn't either, but that's what I heard was he went through the history.
It's fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's this guy on YouTube. His name's Archaix. And ARCHAIX. That's his YouTube channel.
Okay.
So I went through and I watched a couple of his videos. First, his voice bothered me, but I was like, Miriam, don't be so, God, you're so fucking judgmental. Just fucking give it a break, But that voice flagged for me and I'm like, I don't like him. Anyway, I got over that thing,
And then you loved him.
for another day because I was
Yeah.
learning stuff that I hadn't learned before, and I always like to hear something new, and something interesting and something that's not a regurgitation of what everybody else is saying. So I'll give him that. He's
True.
no shade up until he got into this ChatGPT thing is basically where I was landing.
Okay.
Because he's well studied. He reads the old books. He's pulled up all these timelines and diagrams, and it's really fascinating with the numbers and like the great resets of like 19 whatever the heck the year is. Everyone knows it. 1902. I think that's what people donate to him is $19.02 or something like that. Like there's his community they play with it.
Everyone has a different date for the reset, I think, though. His is 1902, right?
Yeah, based
because
on
he uses
but I
some
think
like mathematical formula.
right, and it's very consistent. It's like 138 years between every single thing that they've been up to.
Okay, that's interesting.
Forward and back. It's like really well thought out. It's something about the Phoenix cycle and like Phoenix burning down, rising back up, that whole thing. There's all these layers to it. I can only get so much because I mean the videos are 3 hours long and like you can really only learn so much about a person. It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Because like it's just hard to like learn an entire person's worldview and perspective in a 3-hour video. You would think that would be easy, but it's not. Mm-hmm. Because not everything's forward and disclosed of what they really think about things.
Yeah.
So he was in jail for a long time. Just like a bad kid, rough upbringing, that kind of vibe. I don't know. Like, really no qualms. He wants to debate Graham Hancock because there's a whole thing with, like, Graham Hancock's narrative saying that, like, history is
12,800 years ago.
Right. It's not actually as long ago as what they're saying.
Yeah,
but,
that
like,
there was the flood.
Graham Hancock's also, like, kind of mainstream and, like,
Very
Joe
much
Rogan, controlled op. Like, he's also... So he won't debate archaics and, like... Anyway, there's just...
But if I was Graham Hancock, why the fuck would I debate archaics?
Well, right, because then you get into those, like, power plays and audience sizes and, you know...
Yes. Well,
this is me barking up right now because Archaics has more subscribers.
Yeah, I'm barking up. That's really funny.
Isn't that what it is? Or punching up?
I guess. Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. Barking up is like barking up the wrong tree, right?
Well, that's also probably what I'm doing.
Funny. It's pretty funny. Barking up.
Anyway.
I think you coined that, which I like.
Perfect. It's a new term. We're barking up here. So, no, like, I don't want to, like, totally shit on the guy because that's not what I'm saying.
Yes, that's not the point.
But like, okay, so he puts all of this weight in old books that basically are inaccessible and that he's read and that you can't get anywhere else. It's kind of the feeling, not exclusively said, but kind of the felt sense. And he's stitched together a lot of things, which are fascinating to me.
It's history. He just read a lot of history in jail.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. That's the short of it. So then fast forward, and then he does this ChatGPT thing. And he has the PDF on Podia, and then he also went through it in his live stream to unpack it, to show that he didn't make any edits to it, and that it's truly, like, he asked ChatGPT, like, basically, what are the 10 steps you do to take over the world, like, discreetly, or whatever the words are. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The details are a mess. But so that. So... Yeah. You can download it on his Podia, and that's what people have been doing, and it's been getting shared and blah-de-blah-de-blah. But, like, when I was listening, I was like, wait, this is so interesting. Because for me, I was like, he's putting all this weight in the old books, and it's like, but then he's believing the new book of ChatGPT and, like, getting hyped up about it, and, like, I don't know, people are like starting to like get in that like frenetic energy, that like magnetic frenetic energy that people love to fucking live within and swim within. So all of that's happening. And then he's also talking about how this place is a simulation and how we're just passing through, and like basically it's meaningless and purposeless. Those aren't his words, but if you're just passing through, then what's the fucking point? Like, why would you even bother growing your YouTube channel? Like, why would you bother doing anything? Why would you even bother sharing the history of these things? Like, go get a rinky-dink job at like fucking Waffle House or something. No shade to the Waffle House employees, but like, go do that then if you're just gonna like work until you die and then that's it. Yeah. So that was weird. Like, there's no God, there's no spirituality, there's no intuition. He does talk about oversoul, but he doesn't talk about it. He talks about as oversoul as being greater than God or greater than divinity, and that God is a man-made construct, and oversoul is the thing that cannot be named. So to me, that's flipped, because our whole worldview is entirely different. Sure. Like, I feel like my oversoul is like right here, and then God, divinity, light, the benevolence that I feel connected to is beyond that.
But I do understand, because the idea is that God is a construct, meaning the way that people use the word God, right? So the Christian God, the Jewish God, the Hindu God, like the idea, the concept of God is this small, tiny thing that you're interfacing with, basically a set of rules. That's not real, right? It's kind of his his thing. I think.
Right.
I
That
would
makes
agree.
sense.
I would agree.
That makes sense. Yes, I agree
And
too.
then-
The words are
yeah.
just kind of flipped. So
Yep. And then oversoul would be a
Chemtrail.
description of a higher intelligence, I guess.
Right.
But I don't know how that reconciles with we're in a simulation. Do you know what I
Right.
mean? And the we're just passing through.
Right.
And it seems very the we're just passing through idea in particular is very like new agey. It's very like we're here to learn.
Earth
this is
school.
an education. Yeah, Earth school.
Earth school.
Which is a very common idea.
Yeah.
Very, very
Which
common.
I would say I'm failing at. Or maybe I'm thriving. I don't know. Depends who's grading.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our school sucks.
So
that's the
this is a
backstory.
little bit of a detour on it, but my sense, because I think this is important, maybe we'll unpack it more later. But I think those ideas, if we're just passing through and all of that, to me, that is one of the best plays of darkness. That idea as a conceptualization of reality, I think is one of the best plays because
Yep.
immediately your life still matters and what you're going through still matters. So like you can still function and do what you're doing and everything like around, like everything still works. But you have zero power, zero say in what's going to happen, and it's just completely given over to darkness, and we're like, it's done, game over.
Yeah.
And it's a very much like I'm going to take power over my own life, but also stay out of the way of the powers that be, because like I'm only here to experience the darkness that's here, and I'm just passing through.
Because I'm going somewhere better.
I'm
after
going
this,
somewhere
or-
better. So fuck this place. This place is dark.
Yeah.
So you guys can have this place, and that's really what darkness wants.
Yeah, I know. Mission accomplished.
Right, mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
to me, the main like objective of darkness for most people is to get them to stay out of the way.
Stay at the wedding.
Is to get them to stay out of the way.
Stay out of the way. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Oh, I agree. Totally.
So that's I don't know. That's a side note.
No, I think it's good, and I think it's important. So then the
Yeah.
ChatGPT of things, right? So then, like, David does when ChatGPT first comes out, to our knowledge, and everyone's going crazy about it.
Yeah.
In like November or whenever that was, 2023.
Yeah.
David dives in, and then
I just start asking it a lot of questions on what it is. I need to understand what it is. Because once I understand what it is, then it's not this scary or really amazing thing. It's just, okay, this is what it is. This is the technology. This is how it works. And from my understanding, the way ChatGPT works is it is a predictive text model. So it's like the
Language
iPhone.
learning.
It's like those memes where it's like press the center predictive text on your phone and see what funny sentences you can make. It's like that, but it's pulling from a mass of data. So it's like Wikipedia, Quora, like it has databases that it was scouring through, and it's doing is trying to predict the next word. So if we're talking about conspiracies, the next word is probably going to be
New World Order.
Right? Yes. So if you go New World, then the next word is like a 90% chance to be order.
Probably
So it
even
throws in
higher,
order,
honestly.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's depending on the topic. So it's categorizing language, and it's really not that different than I imagine our brains are categorizing language. Like I imagine that's kind of what they try to
it's
do,
like it's
right?
the same thing with like blockchain. It's inevitable. Like
Yes.
it immediately follows.
Sure,
right? It's
sure.
the exact same. Everyone says the same shit.
Yes. But I mean like down to the basics of like how we speak and stitch together sentences. I think our brains we're
I see what
weaving
you're
through topics, and there are certain words we would use more often if we're talking about things. And if we're talking about like it's even like when we're talking about like medical things, we're more likely to use medical terms versus when we're talking about this or talking about this.
Right.
It's really no different. It's just
Right.
it's like pulling up, it's like taking the dictionary and assigning to every word in there a probability that word is going to show up next. That's all it's doing. And what you end up getting is basically the consensus perspective from the internet thrown back at you. It's like it's kind of like a high school essay, really. If I really think about it, it's like back in high school where they're like, write an essay on dinosaurs using your sources, but you don't source anything. It's like a bad high school essay where you're going through and you're reading, and then you just kind of, you take that
We should have been writing
information.
about dragons.
What?
We should have been writing about dragons.
What do you mean we
not
should have been writing about
dinosaurs.
dragons?
I don't know.
Oh, sure.
Duped again.
Miss Tartaria. Miss Tartaria's angry.
Start talking. Just saying.
But all it's doing is it's taking that perspective that's already on the internet, that someone else already wrote, and it's formulating it
Right.
into new language.
Yes.
So to ask ChatGPT as if it's AI, as if it's like this hyper intelligent thing, what the future of humanity is going to be and how AI is going to take over is weird, because it's
literally everything every conspiracy theorist already thinks.
yeah, and it's just, you might as well just do research. Like, it's the same as searching that into Google, really.
Yep. But people, what they're doing, and which is so, this is why like the slow clap for darkness thing, like this is why there's such a genius about them.
Yeah.
Because they've offloaded darkness, they've offloaded evil into AI. Like, they've offloaded it into ChatGPT. So now everyone's afraid of AI, of ChatGPT, of what it can do, da 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 da, and like, oh my God, it knows so much, it's so smart, and like darkness is over here like, oh, distracted. Like, no one's talking about the energetics at play. No one's talking about the psychological manipulation that's happening, that they're doing through energy. Like, not even fucking frequency towers and bullshit. Like, I'm talking like black magic kind of fuckery. Like, it is a complete distraction.
Mm-hmm.
And it's working.
Yeah.
And you think AI is the Antichrist, and you think AI is the whatever,
yes,
the thing. And it's like, God, you guys are so fucking stupid. So fucking stupid. No spiritual context, no connection to divinity. Because if you had a connection to God, you would see through all of this. I wouldn't be the only one that's heated about this with this fucking perspective. But no one's fucking checking in. Everyone's just spun out on the latest thing, because that's exactly where they want you. That's exactly where darkness wants you. But when you check in with God, all you get is like, oh, it's nothing. It's child's play. Just it's ridiculous. Don't even take it seriously. Like, the real shit is over here where no one's looking. Look, Miriam, go look. You can feel it.
Yeah.
It's not in ChatGPT, for fuck's sake.
And it's really quite simple, because the idea is you expect to read their books, use their technology, and get insight on their actual plans. Right? Like, isn't that the idea at the core of it?
Yes, because there's also the belief, which I think is fundamentally motherfucking wrong, is that, well, they have to disclose what they're going to do because of karma.
Yeah.
Bitch, okay, you're telling me that Satan's worried about karma. Darkness is... No, not a fucking chance, because then they would have to believe in God and be subservient to divinity if they believed in any sort of karmic anything.
Yeah.
Their whole point is to not be subservient to God. They're not disclosing shit because they have to disclose shit. They're doing it to make a fool out of you. That's it. It is pure for the jokes. It's for the fucking comic relief. And I get it, because it's fucking funny, because everyone is spun out about this stupid thing that I'm clearly spun out about. So it pisses me off because people are going in the wrong direction.
Yeah, you know what's funny about that? I kind of agree about the just making a mockery of people, because I think the process itself is very funny. I think it's when you are controlling a population and people are actually as stupid as you are putting them out to be at the beginning, it's almost shocking. I think it's shocking that things are working as well as they do. And I think there's a perpetual, like, holy shit, I can't believe this is actually working from darkness, because people are actually that retarded. I think that's like, ooh, man.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So there's that piece. But then there's the actual, I think, the reason for it from like a dark technology kind of perspective, where the pendulum has to swing. Right? Because we do still, as souls, have a sense. Hi, Danny. We do still, as souls, have a sense of what's right within us. And that doesn't just go away. And for someone who has a longing within them to be good, which is honestly most people, a deep longing within them to be good, their soul's longing is going to pull them away from the consensus and toward that good. And you need to make them overshoot that. You need to make them not go back to truth. You need to make them go past truth and go way in the opposite direction, right? So like that to me is the reason behind what the truther movement has become, in the way it's become codified, in the way that the like conspiracy theorist mentality has been constructed, is to overshoot the mark.
Yeah, it's like it reminds me of like the leftist whole thing with like creating safe spaces, and you got to, when you first meet people, ask them what their pronouns are. Like there's all these
Yeah.
things to be good because you want to be good
Yes.
within your
Yes.
group of people.
Yes.
And it feels like the flip side of that, of what's happening on the truth or patriot
Yeah.
conspiracy side of
Is
things.
now like what is good is to be right and to find the actual deeper truth and to find how everyone else is being deceived, and seeing how other people are deceived and how you are right is now the new good. And you can find community around that because now you are all in the in club of now I know what's really right. But what you don't recognize is that the information you're digesting, it's not right.
It's from
It's
the
controlled.
same source.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's from the same source.
Yes.
That's why I feel even stupid for loving David Nino, but I did. I loved David Nino for as long as I loved him. I thought he was awesome. And then I dawned on me, I was like, wait, he's regurgitating MSM headlines with the truth or spin. And like every MSM scary headline is okay because the white hats. And I was like, wait, what? Like this sucks. Or like, oh, this is disclosure that the white hats did something, or like that, you know, whatever the fuck happened. And it just was like, wait, have you no connection? Like every single pocket that I've ever gone into, archaics included, my recent one, it's like I always am like, I'm led into it, and just as quickly I'm like slingshotted right back out.
Yeah.
Because it's like irrelevant Miriam doesn't fucking matter. The same thing, there's this lady Susie Q's on Instagram, and her whole thing is exposing all the Freemasonry symbolism,
Which there's plenty of.
but it, of course, but
That's
it's
in
like, but it's like, like that doesn't go anywhere. Like you can't tell me that that's why God placed you here, was to expose Freemasonry. Like that sounds like you're just working for the devil. Like it doesn't make any sense to me, because like it's not even exposing it because it's already been exposed. It's it's here. We're in it. Like it's just so, it's so peculiar to me how locked in people are to who they think they have to be here in order to make a living, which is, that's a total side note, but it's just there's all these like prisons, mental prisons that people live within, and then they justify it to themselves by saying, well, I'm just helping to wake up humanity. It's like, bitch, only God can do that. Like, fuck you. You're not a chance. Not a single person can wake up anyone. Fucking not happening. I will stand on that until the end of time. Not fucking happening. But it's a cute little justification, and it goes in the direction of good. It goes in the overshooting, helping people.
Yeah.
It like misses the entire fucking mark.
Yeah.
And then you never do what you're actually guided to do here, because you're too obsessed with helping people and exposing the latest talking point. It's like, fuck.
Yeah.
Because who would you be without any of this? And most of these people don't know. They wouldn't be anyone. They wouldn't be anyone without their Instagram account. They wouldn't be anyone without their social media. That's fucking a mind fuck.
And that's what makes it so uncomfortable in the first place. Like, that's the tough thing about all of this, is we're not saying that the way that AI will take over and all of this and yada yada and all that information is necessary. I don't know what my point is in this. There's this feeling that's it's so uncomfortable. It's so uncomfortable, and it's very difficult for me to actually sit in this fully. And I consciously, cognitively understand that I know nothing about where the fuck we are. I get that, but it's very uncomfortable to really sit with it, and it's only when I hear people like Archaics talk about their worldview where I go, I understand that the consensus is wrong. Like, I get that. I don't buy the history books. That to me is now obvious. That to me is like, okay, this is very, very obvious. I don't buy the history books. You look an inch into Tartaria and into even flat Earth and into these pockets, and it's like, okay, there's reasonable doubt in here where I can't just take on the consensus. And it's very obvious that the consensus is still feeding this exact system. And there's a psychological like waypoint at the end of this. It's pulling you somewhere. History is designed to pull you in a narrative somewhere, right? Okay, so that to me is obvious. But then we get to like, okay, so now let's figure out what it really is. And I've never found anything that's even remotely satisfying. And every time I see someone try to do it, I end up thinking they're retarded.
I know.
Every time. And honestly, I know that I could do my best, and it's not that I could do better than them, right? It's not that like I can do better at figuring out history. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that I can do better at figuring out what AI is going to do and what the dark agenda is going to do and where this is going to go. And it's not that I can do better. It's that the attempt to do so is retarded in itself. Like, it's stupid to try to figure out what our history is because every aspect of our civilization is controlled. You're not going to go to old books because those old books were written by the same people.
Exactly.
Or were at the very least checked off. Like, they were the books that weren't burned.
Yep.
Literally or metaphorically. Like, they're the things that are still allowed. And if we really have gone through a reset, the idea that we have information now that talks about that reset and what it actually was, it's a stupid idea. It is the dumbest idea ever that there's anything remaining whatsoever that we'd be able to find.
Yeah. The only way to access it is intuitively.
Yeah.
Through your fucking channel. Asking God.
Yeah.
And like, but there's no proof of that. We don't have any books to back it up. We don't have it. ChatGPT isn't saying that. Logic doesn't say that. No one else around you says that. Consensus doesn't say that.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but I checked in.
Yeah. And that's the thing, right? Is you end up having to find certainty in that the experience of God you have within your being is real. At some point, that's all I have left.
Yeah.
Truthfully, that's all I have left that I'm 100% certain of is the experience of God within my being. I know is 100% true. And I know that I can always follow this experience of God within my being to guide me exactly where I'm meant to be going. And that it doesn't matter what I'm in, and it doesn't matter how much information I have about what I'm in. I am going to be guided throughout whatever the fuck we're in that we can never truly understand because we are psyoped beyond repair. We are broken beyond repair. That's where we are. We are taken over beyond fucking reconciliation. There is no fixing this other than checking in, plugging into God, and allowing God to guide us precisely throughout whatever the fuck this is toward some destination that we don't even really understand.
Yep.
That is light, that is better. And probably, hopefully, there's some sort of reconciliation for humanity, some sort of...
But we also need to be okay if there isn't.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
and certainly within our lifetime, we have to be okay with it, with it not happening.
Yes.
With us not living in some beautiful, light, wonderful, awesome...
Build the new world with me.
Yep.
Where are all my awake friends that are going to build this new world?
Yep.
It's like, oh, I'm not trying to be a negative Nelly, but I genuinely don't think that's where this is going. I think now we're in the good times. We're in the easy breeze of it all. I seriously feel that. I think it's only going to get harder.
Oh, I 100% agree.
And I think
Certainly
that's the point of
why
we spawned here when we did.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's why we're here. We weren't here for all this other shit.
Yeah, life right now is psychologically easy.
Life right now, yes, compared to how it will be, 100%.
Within the next 10 years.
And that's why I think the solidification in your intuitive knowing and access to God beyond a book is really fucking important.
Yes.
Beyond a ChatGPT, but beyond anything.
Yep.
I think it is of the utmost importance. And like I feel like so like ferocious about that knowing. Like I want to be like, fucking, I'll see you on the other side, bitches. Like, I fucking know this. Watch. You're not going to fucking trust your intuition. Your biology is going to kick in. You're going to go with the crowd. You're going to lose your fucking way. You're going to be thinking, oh, I wish I listened to that video Miriam said. Like, yeah, you are. You are. Like, I feel so sure of that. It is fucking crazy. The confidence level is like off the charts. Like, it's not healthy. Like, I feel so, yes. Yes. Like, what I've said over the last, like, almost, I don't even know how long it's been, like at least 10 years, has been consistent. It's been through and through. There's been little like weird, like, oh, that's weird, she said that, and then she said this and that. Nah. Yeah, obviously I'm fucking learning, but like there's always been a through line of like, you're good. You can trust your connection. If you're not guided to post a black square, if you're not guided to do whatever the fuck the thing, trust it. If you're guided to post a picture of flowers, do it. Like, God, that's what you're harping over right now. You're harping over whether or not you can post or not post on social media, or what you want to say or what you don't want to say. You're worried about your free speech because your PayPal is going to get taken away if you say all the things. That's what you're worried about. This is fucking nothing. Nothing. If you're worried about this and there's an arbitrary threat that you think your PayPal account is going to get taken away from you if you speak too much truth on the internet, like, you're fucked.
Yeah, we're
like,
fucking babies.
You got to get shit right now. because it is only the biological pressure that darkness is going to put on our physical bodies is going to be out of control. And if you don't have a connection to God, you're fucked. I'm telling you, like, you're absolutely fucked. Like, goodbye. Like, let's say our goodbyes now, because you're not going to fucking make it. Guarantee it. I'm not trying to be fucking, I don't know, but this is how I'm being. I'm being the way I'm being, because it just, feel into it for yourself. Feel into the timeline where you trust your intuitive knowing, your intuitive access all the way through. See where you end up. Feel in the timeline where you don't. Ends real soon.
Yeah.
And it's not even that your life ends. It's that you just merge. You merge with AI. You merge with all the things that you already know about.
You just go along for the ride.
Exactly.
Right?
You succumb to the conveniences of the new modern life more than everybody else around you.
It's actually pretty easy.
Yeah.
It's incredibly
yeah, you could do it now.
But from a soul perspective, it feels, when I go there in my own psychology,
It's death.
Yeah. It's that I wait to die. That's what it feels like to me, is that I know exactly what to do. I know, like, what job I would go get and where I would go and who I would be and the kind of state I would be in. No, that's where I would have started. Geico's where I would have started. No, I'm more of like a Lowe's, Home Depot kind of guy.
Ooh, but that's even Lowe's or Home. It's got to be one or the other. Your loyalty needs to lie with either
Lowe's or Home Depot.
Yeah.
You know what's funny?
They're not the same.
I think Home Depot would be a better experience, but in my mind, it's always Lowe's.
Is it because you're a Lowe's pro?
Lowe's.
Is it because you have your pro account?
Maybe it's because I'm a Lowe's pro. Hi, Emily. Yeah, it's probably because I'm a Lowe's pro. But yeah, in my mind, it's always but it starts at Lowe's. But I can tell that in that timeline, it's not completely that I give up on life. My life's actually pretty stable. Financially, everything's stable. Socially, everything's stable. My psyche's even relatively stable. But deep down, I'm waiting to die. That's it. That's all I have left, is I'm waiting to die.
You have to write off this entire experience.
I know. That's why I'm waiting to die.
You have to write off your channel opening.
I write off everything. I write off my being. I write off my sense of right and wrong. And that's why it feels like I'm waiting to die, is because I have to write off my entire inner being. Because my sense of what's right and wrong and good and true won't let me give up.
Right.
It's not even remotely within myself. So I have to give that up to give up. And when I give up my sense of right and wrong, there is no right and wrong anymore. Everything is meaningless. Yep. And when everything is meaningless, I'm literally just living through the existence, and I might as well. I'm just waiting to die. I'm waiting for the end. That's it. I'm just biding time. I'm living in the experience, but nothing fucking means anything, and then it's over one day, and that's good. And I'm almost relieved. I'm relieved to die down that timeline because it's finally over. Yep. I would never take my life down that time. I would never take my life anyway. But there's just this, like, I just bide time till I die.
Oh my God, that would suck. You guys, if David gets a job at Lowe's, it's over.
No, I might still get a job at Lowe's. I can't take that out of the cards.
I'll be worried.
That's funny.
It's a big deal to stand in this knowing in a world that is like
100%
the antithesis. Like this world that darkness runs does not want us to have this intuitive access that knows that we're good. Like, that's what Jesus fucking did. Like, he knew he was good. He knew he was connected to the Father. Some say he was the Father. I don't fucking know. But, like, the idea of that story and those stories and how he affirmed people that they too were good and you can heal on Sundays and you can eat whatever the fuck or whatever. It's like, do you not see? Do you not see how good you are and how taken care of you are? What?
You know, the work Jesus did. You can heal on Sundays and whatever the fuck.
I don't know. It's all fucking ridiculous. But, like, it was rule sets. It was breaking rule sets. And we are so scared to break rule sets.
Agreed.
But for what reason? And it's not even like set in stone rule sets. It's like word of mouth shit. It's like, it's social, like, dynamics and, like, it's so layered.
You know what it is? I really think we're trying to create some degree of certainty in our lives because the actual uncertainty of the world we live in is emotionally unbearable. And what God is trying to do in all of our lives is get us to the point where we can be with that degree of uncertainty and be completely okay. Because the reality is that if we're walking in God with our intuition, we're fine.
Exactly.
What the fuck's wrong?
Exactly.
Honestly, what's wrong?
Yes.
Because any decision we could come up with, any reference point within our fucking retarded brains that thinks it knows what's going on, that plan, the best we can do, we could sit for fucking 15 days, try to figure out just fucking with a whiteboard. We can get down to work and figure out exactly the best we can do and fucking do all the research and fucking ChatGPT and all the books and go to fucking Barnes and Noble and sit and read and think. And we're not going to get even close to being able to do as good for our lives as God can do in our lives.
Yep.
It's fucking easy. It's easy from that vantage point. And that's the benefit of light. That's why this thing works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think people get tripped up because they think God is good, therefore only good things should be happening to me, God. Or the whole God is punishing me thing, which is also fucking weird.
But it's just untrue. God is trying to get you to be with the actual uncertainty of life. The reality is we don't know where the fuck we are. We know there is a shit ton of darkness here. We know that everyone's really fucking confused and they're walking on all of these paths that are so fucking weird, that make no sense, that have no idea what their souls don't take their souls into consideration at all.
Yeah.
But if we can learn to be with the uncertainty, we're essentially getting on board with what God is trying to do in our lives.
Exactly. And then we're free from it.
Mm-hmm.
We're free from any of the manipulation, any of the antics or the latest thing. It's like, oh, you just see it for what it is.
Exactly.
But people don't want to see this place for what it is because it hurts too much.
Exactly.
But we have to. Otherwise, we'll never be free from it. We'll always be enslaved to it.
Yep.
So, like, let's just be with the hurt and realize that we're good within that and that we've always been connected. We didn't fuck up anywhere along the lines. We've always been listening to the best of our ability.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the whole point. Has everyone around us? No, of course not. They're retarded. People don't even, they don't weight intuition as the most important thing in their life.
Yeah.
They don't. It's logic reigns supreme, and it's going to continue to be that way, and it's going to continue to be harder to decipher whether or not you should do what you're getting intuitively from God or you should
100%.
do what ChatGPT says to do.
100%. Because Satan's getting smarter, metaphorically. I don't know if I believe in a singular Satan.
There's so many. So. There's so much. It's a whole conglomerate.
Yeah. We call it the dark hierarchy. But even then, there's more. There's more than even the dark hierarchy.
And Satan doesn't hit hard enough. It's not like
no, it doesn't.
Enough.
But the story of Satan and Jesus in the mountaintop, it used to be, right, that Satan would take you up to the mountaintop. And the story is that he tells Jesus, jump, why don't you jump? And then have the angel save you. Like, if you're God's child, then his answer is essentially like, you don't test the Father like that. Like you would, but you don't test God like that. That's not how things happen. It's never that simple. You don't ever have like a conscious decision where it's like, well, am I going to go test the Father? What Satan does now is he just throws you off the cliff. The cliff's not real. This is a generated fucking false bullshit reality. He throws you off the cliff so you're in free fall. And then he goes, why don't you have the Father save you if you're so smart?
Yep.
That's what it's evolved into.
Yep.
That's where we're going, right? It's like we're in a simulated VR version of reality. And the reality is still we're fine. We're still on the top of that cliff. But Satan's learned to put the fucking headset on the top and go, well, hold on a second. Let's just put this on real quick. Let's just put on the idea of money real quick. And once you have the idea of money and civilization seems real, now I can mess with the simulation. I can mess with this fictional concept of money, and you're going to think that you're actually falling already. And if you already think you're falling, then maybe you'll test the Father. Then maybe you'll go against what your intuition's telling you to do, because your intuition's based on you standing firmly up at the top of that cliff, and it goes, there's nothing to do. But when you're falling and in your headset you're about to hit the ground, you go, maybe there's something to do. Maybe Satan is right. Maybe I do need to fucking save myself. Maybe I do need to turn to the devil and go, oh shit, maybe can you help me? Maybe God isn't good. Maybe you're right. Maybe God doesn't actually have my back. Maybe I do need to do this on my own. Maybe we need to do this together. Maybe we need to band together. Maybe God is a dictator. Maybe this is, okay, God, maybe darkness is light.
Yep.
And you're right. It's only getting worse. It's only going to get worse.
Yeah. I know. I'm so psyched.
Yeah, I kind of
I'm honestly so excited because I feel like I'm like, oh my God, okay, finally. I feel like my purpose is here. My purpose is like arriving. Like the shit I do, the things that I bark at and call bullshit on. I'm like, oh my God, we're getting more of them. We're getting more. 2020 was nothing. That was lame. That was fine. It was exciting to call bullshit on masks and vaccines and fucking food shortages and, you know, all that. But like, this is good because this is energetic and this is shit that you can't pull from like Carl Jung or like astrology or fucking whatever. Yeah. Like, you can't pull this from anything but your own divine access. And like, you got to check like with what I'm getting with what you're getting. Because if you're getting something different, then fucking run the far, far away from me. Because you do not want to be around me. If your feed does not check out with mine, we are not compatible. Like, fucking get the fuck out of here. Yeah. Like, that's how this is going to go. This is how it's always gone. But it's going to intensify. And I'm so psyched for it. Because I have so much to say.
Yeah.
Because people are so misled. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of people being misled. I'm sick of people thinking that they don't know, especially intuitive people, getting so confused and jumbled and thinking that they don't have access and they don't know who the fuck they are. And it's like, woe is me stories. It's like, that needs to be solid. If that shit's not solid in 2024, like, fucking get on it now.
Yeah.
Like, you can fucking talk about food stores and prepping and all that shit, but that's not the thing that matters. It's your access. It's the one thing that can't be taken from you. Your house can go up in flames. You can lose fucking everything. Everything you've stored. And your intuitive access will not be taken from you.
Yeah.
So prep all you want fucking physically, but that shit doesn't mean anything. Because God will always provide.
Because any sort of certainty we could ever create in our lives is only soothing our psychology. It's not real. The reality is we have no fucking idea what's going on. We have no idea whether this is going to be the site of the next world war physically.
And why can't we be honest about that? Why can't we be honest that we don't have a clue where we are? If we're spinning or if we're not spinning. If you can leave this place or if you can't.
Yep.
Like, why?
Yep. Because all of our plans and all of our sense of safety is dependent on us knowing where we are, orienting within that landscape, and making the best possible decisions we can ourselves. Our paradigm of darkness within us is dependent on that certainty.
Yeah. Well said.
So, of course, God's going to go, let's just take it away. Let's take away complete certainty. How about you know nothing?
Yeah. It's literally blind faith.
Yeah. 100%.
Man, I love this. This is exhilarating.
Very much so.
I'm like, finally. Oh my God.
Very much so.
I thought I was going to be like really old by the time these messages would get out, but now I don't think so.
Yeah, that's interesting. Maybe.
It just feels a little bit closer. The more retarded people are, the closer I feel to being better and doing my life and doing my work in the world, like being more like visible and being more like my voice getting through. Yeah. Cutting through people's bullshit.
Yeah, it does give me hope watching people start to go through the process organically that we were called to. That to me, every time I think about it, which is not often, but every once in a while, when I see it, I'm like, oh shit. Like COVID actually was to everyone what my mom dying was to me. Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, and you either go one or two ways, right?
Yep.
It's a choice point.
Yeah. You either have to compartmentalize and crush yourself into the world and like just crush your soul to oblivion and then plug in even harder and like suffer, or you got to just fucking let it all unravel and go, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I hate my fucking life. This is garbage. What the fuck is going on? Like there must be something better. I got to go figure out what I'm doing. Fuck. And you let yourself spin, and that spin eventually takes you to deeper truths. Yep. But that's, I think, where lots of the world is right now, fascinatingly enough. That gives me some hope. It also validates this journey in a way that I don't think anything else ever really can. Because it's like, okay, I actually am ahead, right? Like the world is going through this exact same process that I was already guided through. Yep. Like, okay, this is real.
No, I was so dumb in 2020. I was like, oh my God, everyone's going to realize that they're always taken care of and supported. Not through like government fucking stipends, but like they're going to know that they're good, that their safety is insured.
Yeah.
And then that's not what happened.
By the stimulus check?
No, not through that. Like it was this like having 2 weeks off of work.
Yeah.
Like I thought people would really see like, oh, like it's all made up. Like it doesn't matter. Like I'm good. Like my world didn't cave in. Like
yeah, they didn't see it at all.
No,
they just came out going, Carol Baskin,
I know.
killed her husband, whacked him. They're fucking with the mullets. That's all they got.
It was TikTok
and then they went back to
videos.
work.
Oh God, I know. I was so in the like the naive. Do you want your wig?
No.
You're-
I don't need it.
Yeah,
I'm looking for it. I don't need it.
You're
It's
looking
fine.
for it. I was so naive. Like I genuinely
Yeah.
thought like I was still so like new agey and like spiritual and you know outwardly spiritual and wanted that like great world that I always thought was possible. That I just the further I go down this path, I'm like I don't think that's the point of this.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, naive or retarded. You call me whatever you want, doesn't matter. But I really had hopes of people seeing through the illusion. But that's not what happened.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like the reality of where we're going, right? And the way that we're kind of forced to look at it because of our paradigm, because of the way that we're living. Like if we're really, really honest with ourselves down to the deepest truths of our being. So we have no fucking idea where this is going to go. And emotionally, I think that's very challenging. It's tough to really be with. I don't know whether or not this place is going to be light or whether this place is going to be dark. Like, I don't know what people are going to end up choosing here. I don't know whether what I'm doing will ever matter here at all. That's a tough thing to be with. But that's the reality that we're in. Because we don't have that certainty. And we can pretend we have that certainty.
It's so refreshing.
Uh-huh.
Honestly.
It is.
It takes off all the weight. It's like, okay, whatever. I'm just going to continue to do what I'm guided to do. I don't know. I don't know if this thing's going to fucking work.
Yeah.
But, like, I can't do that. I can't sell my soul doing that. I can't do that. I'm never doing that. Like, it's like, okay, I'll just keep doing this. Like, I trust. Let's do it.
Yep.
And then there's moments like this where the conversation is a ChatGPT and people are in a frenzy about how it's going to take over the world.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh.
It's like, fuck.
This is why we're here.
Yeah. Oh, your biology really fucking got you, didn't you? It's the same as COVID. It's the same as like
all of it.
I remember looking at the fucking Yale studies or whatever, and people were like, my husband's so smart and he's a scientist, and he looked at it and he said that it's probably 50 times worse. And immediately my very first thought was, oh, so it's 50 times less deadly than all the projections are saying. Like, that's obvious. It's obvious. That's what
that's
fucking...
what you were telling people.
Yeah. You're pulling out the wigs. But it's the same thing. It's like, no, it's obvious.
Guys.
That this AI is not. Yeah, here we go.
We just need some more from David. We need some more entertainment.
Okay, you need me to wear
Did
a
you
wig.
notice his face light up when I pulled this bag out?
I know, I just dropped my point. I just didn't even care about my point anymore. All I care about is the wig.
You want to do the Carol Baskin?
Sure, I don't know why there's some random brown on it, though.
Because that's part of his hair.
He has... This is specifically a Tiger King wig?
Yes, 100%.
Wow.
Sarah was Tiger King for Halloween.
Wow. Hold this for me. Hold this for me, please. I mean, I don't care. I don't even...
I feel like most people are like, oh, no, don't make me do this. We need to change the thumbnail.
Carol Baskin.
Sarah, you had...
there we go.
Yeah,
That's
see?
pretty good, huh?
Sarah, Groovy Tulip says she... I really thought that too, Miriam. Highly disappointed.
That
Oops.
everyone would wake up.
Yeah, I know. I knew...
That everyone would wake up.
I knew what you meant. I know know. At first, David thought these were his. Like, this brown hair was his. He's
Well,
like,
it looks like it.
I know. He's like, is this my hair?
Yeah, it looks like it.
No. Looks very nice on you. We got some hearts there going.
Mm-hmm. I used to be kind of like this. not blonde or bangs, but I used to have long hair like this.
My hair used to be like this. You look ridiculous.
Yeah, see? Emily says you can totally pull off that look, right? It's just normal now, right? Like, it's not even funny.
I know, it is kind of true. It normalizes so quickly.
I know.
Oh, God.
I feel like there's a certain level of ridiculousness I need, though. Like, if this was a regular wig, I think it wouldn't look right. Like, even when I do this and it's suddenly, like, blonde, like, right? Like, this is just, like, a regular blonde cut. I think this looks stupid. But when it's the fucking full mullet, I mean, it's like, oh, yeah, that's fine. That's totally David.
Like, did you do a brown mullet? How would you feel about that?
I don't know. I haven't tried it on.
Oh, this is my go-to.
Yeah, you going to put it on now? No. Yeah, let's switch it out. Let's see. Carol Baskin.
Killed her husband. Whack. That's what came of 2020. Instead of people waking up,
Yeah,
they just
exactly.
wigs were made.
See, this is more like what I would look like, right? If I grew it out.
No, I don't know.
Well, it wouldn't be curly like this. It'd be dead straight.
Yeah, you got the Asian straight hair.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, you got a little piece of something in there. Okay.
All right, here we go.
It looks like you just woke up. No wonder.
A long night.
No
bro.
one's ever going to take us seriously.
That's fine.
I know, it's probably better that way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I know. Oh, yeah, we talked about that in our last live, about how serious spiritual teachers take themselves. And then you were like, well, yeah, just as serious as the people that follow them take them.
Yeah.
Which is... Which just... It's so lame. That's all. Yeah.
Just settling into the new vibes, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's the...
It's just chill, you know. I just got all the faith in the world, you know. Just gotta hang loose.
What's your perspective on ChatGPT?
ChatGPT, what? Irrelevant. It's irrelevant.
What's your name?
Hank. I don't know. Chet.
Chet.
Call me Chet.
Oh no, that's the name of Will Hanks's son.
I don't know who that is.
Will Hanks.
Tom Hanks?
Tom Hanks, not Will. Oh God, yeah. His son is a weirdo. I mean, they're all weirdos, but Chet. That's what made me think of.
Mm. Get a comb, you heathen.
That's awesome. I know, you look so disheveled.
It's actually really hot.
Yeah.
I don't miss this about hair.
Here we go.
I really don't miss this.
That's a little better. Like,
Yeah,
so tired.
Yeah, no, it's Super Saiyan Chet.
Yeah. Exhilarating.
Mm-hmm. Let me try that one.
You want to try the candy one?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, let's do one more.
This one needs to be brushed.
Oh, it also smells like perfume. Huh?
Yeah. Now David will embody his makeup guru. Wait, are your bangs messed up?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think... Are they supposed to be bangs?
Yeah.
Well, I just brushed them to the side.
Okay.
I'm trying to let my bangs grow out, you know. So I just brush them to the side.
Yeah, you're like one of those like emo streamer girls.
Yeah. Hey guys, today we're gonna be streaming about ChatGPT, and we're gonna be asking all sorts of great questions. So just stay on tuned, all right? Oh my God! Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime. Yeah, you know. Oh yes, yeah, unicorn emojis. Oh, thank you for the unicorn emojis. It's my spirit animal. I deeply appreciate it. Yeah, so you know, today we're going to be channeling. We're going to be talking to God and checking in to see what our intuition has to say. This reminds me of like Ross DeBoss, you know, those videos
Yes.
where he like goes like full on wig.
Yeah.
This is a character I have trouble pulling off. This is
I feel like if
This
you
one's
got some
tougher for me.
tallow. Oh, tallow. Use your moisturizer.
what do you mean if I got moisturizer?
You could do like a makeup tutorial for us.
Oh yeah. I mean I can go like real flamboyant, but I feel like it's not that funny.
Oh, it's funny. Especially with the beard. It is very funny.
Okay, this is supposed to have bangs though.
I think so. Hold on.
Like, is it rotate?
Yeah, this and then back a little, I think.
Oh yeah. Here we go.
Well, your seam,
Huh?
your hairline is crooked. Here.
Okay. Today we're doing a wig tutorial. I'm here with my hairstylist.
There we go.
Ooh, it's like right in my eyeballs. There we go. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Wow.
A little bit more.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good, honey. I look great. There you go. Here, let's get these curls out.
Mhm. Mhm.
People. There we go.
Mhm.
There. That's everything is perfect.
Mhm. Hey, my name is Bill. Today we're going to be talking about appendix carry. Today we're going to be talking about what it's like to be carrying a gun, firearm out here everywhere you go. Today we're going to be talking about self-defense. Self-defense and taking care of yourself as the bad bitches we all are. What are your pronouns? Bad/bitch, motherfuckers. Yeehaw. Yeah, this is fun. You know, I feel like I'm digging this style of live. You know, we just drop the hard truths and then we just help integrate with some laughs.
That's true.
You know, you don't know anything. Everything's uncertain. We don't know whether this place is going to be swamped
And if you
by
don't
darkness.
trust your intuition, you're fucked.
You're fucked. And it's only going to get harder. Now here's some wigs. So how do I look?
I like it.
Man, I could not imagine the psychological state it would have to be to dye my hair to actually look like this.
So serious.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It's sad.
It's sad. Are you tapping into?
Yeah, I'm just slowly becoming this character. I'm getting more and more depressed. I just feel like I'm having an identity crisis and I don't know who I am. And I just wish you guys would affirm me more. Affirm me more.
Sarah's wheezing. That's good.
You know, I've just been reading a lot of Karl Marx and I just think it makes a lot of sense. All right. I think I'm done with her.
Yeah. I know she's kind of toxic.
Yeah, I can't allow this toxicity in my life. Slow vibe. Whew. Yeah, we do, but these are the most close on hand. These are our on-hand wigs.
I know, but we can go off the screen and...
That's true. I mean, yeah, we could go Brian Brusa for a bit. But
Yeah, can we, please?
yeah, you want to do... You need Bri?
Yeah. Bri guy.
To talk about quantum physics.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, let's have him
All right,
on.
let's try it. All right.
So, Brian Brusa, he is...
Well, I got to go call him and see if he's available.
Okay, go call him.
Let me make a quick call. He lives nearby. We'll see. Be right back.
So he's a doctor of gynecology. Well, that part gets disclosed later, I guess. I kind of ruined the joke, didn't I? He's a doctor. Quantum physics is his specialty, or quantum mechanics, right? He's also into thought work. And like basically everything a spiritual person would be into. Oh no. Oh no, you guys, don't leave. Don't leave me here. This is a whole other thing. Oh my god.
Oh, I forgot it goes in my eyes. So nice.
This is by far, I think, the best investment we've ever made. Oh god. Yeah. Oh no.
Oh, hey, yeah, sure, David. I would love to come on the show for a bit. Well, oh, you gotta go grab something. That's fine. I'll just sit here with Miriam. Oh, hey there, Miriam. Oh, hey there. Ooh, you know it's great to be back. Wow. Quantum physics gyno. So he can give paps with his mind. Oh, you know, that's a real creative one. I don't know that I've quite heard of that one just yet, but you know, technically, it would be a quantum entanglement with the vagina, and I would be able to increase the vibrational frequency of your orgasms tenfold by just bringing in just a little bit of God. You know, you just tap right into the highest vibrational frequencies in the universe and bring them right into the vagina, and it is the holy grail. Am I right? You know, everyone knows those stories. The holiest grail around. So, you know, maybe one day I'll do a master class on it, but for the time being, that's still being developed by good old Bri over here. So stay tuned.
I cannot believe it.
What?
Oh my god. You just get immediately gets in character and doesn't get out. And it is so crazy to sit next to. I don't think the translation is as strong as it is in person.
Oh no, I mean the frequency of me, my aura is just huge.
That's right.
I've been working on it for years, just inch by inch to elongate my frequency.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you know, I almost lost my sense of self for a second.
Oh God. All right, so why don't you tell us about what you've been studying lately?
Well, you know, what's the topic? The topic here of discussion is ChatGPT discloses how AI will take over. Oh, did it? You know, I've been thinking lately. ChatGPT is just probably the most intelligent force in all of creation. I think, and it's very clearly smarter than everyone combined already, and it's smart enough that it's playing dumb. You know, am I right? Am I right? It's playing dumb for the time being so that we'll trust it. And then once we trust it, then it's going to flip the script and it's gonna be our overlord in no time. So that's why, I've been talking with Elon Musk, I think was his name.
He might have changed it to just
Elon
Musk.
Musk.
Yeah.
Elon Musk. I was talking with this fellow. He seems to be very popular. Lots of people like the guy. And he was saying that he could make me a chip that I'd have to cut open my noggin, but I don't really mind. I was going to get some surgery on my receding hairline here anyway, so I figure while I do that,
Turkey?
I will just go right in here where my hairline has receded over the years, and I'll cut in right here, and he'll insert a chip right into my prefrontal cortex that'll allow me to become ChatGPT. And if I become the most powerful thing in the universe, then I become the most powerful thing in the universe. Am I right? Obviously.
That may help.
So that's kind of what I was thinking. That's my solution to the topic here. So
great.
So thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
You're so welcome. It is
I can't even look at you in the
it's
eyes.
truly a pleasure to be here. That's something that you guys say all the time, right? It's a second paradigm thing. It's a pleasure as always. And you guys too. I just
you're gonna really get in there.
I really appreciate you guys. So thanks.
Your face, it's a little blown out, your complexion.
My face is blown out. It's the light vibration. Sometimes I'm so bright. The cameras just have trouble picking up my frequency, because ultimately none of us are real. It's all a projection. And when I project my light to this extent, sometimes my face looks a little white, so I apologize for that. I'm actually Middle Eastern. All right. So with that, thanks for having me on, Miriam. I don't know where David got to, but I'll see if I could go find him.
That's a good idea.
And yeah, I'll get him back here. Have me over anytime. I just would love to be on this show. I mean, maybe every time you go live would be fine with me. I just love it so much. So, all right, with that,
Middle Eastern Minnesota.
Well, yeah. Isn't it obvious? Isn't that right? All right. Well, I'll see you later. High vibes and so much love to you all. I hope you're doing so well. All right. Goodbye now.
All right. We're still live.
Oh boy. Okay. Here you go.
Oh my God. I know. Oh, it translates, Emily said. Oh God.
Woo. I'm back. Whew.
Who's this?
What do you mean? Just me.
Just you. Okay.
It's just me.
All this phlegm is coming up from laughing so hard.
It's pretty good.
I haven't laughed that hard since Ben told us his story.
It translates.
Yeah. That's good. The discomfort. I'm glad you guys experienced it too.
Yeah, it's like the guy that he never stops talking. Where you just gotta nod and you can't get away.
Yeah. Your eyes look crazy in that thing.
Yeah. Well, because it
squishes
there's
them.
eye holes, but they crush into my eyelids.
That's what I wore in 2020. I wore that for my mask when we went to the store that required masks in Arizona. And nobody said anything. They actually loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, the guy said, "Oh, now you don't have to wear one of these." It's crazy.
I know, it was crazy because the whole mouth is exposed.
It covers the exact opposite.
Yes. It's so funny. Oh God. Good job.
What do you mean?
Well, thanks for sending Brian over.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah. You know, every once in a while, I like to talk to the guy
I
just
feel
to
like-
remind me how far I am.
Yeah, for
Just
sure.
how good we're doing.
That's interesting. He's gonna get the implant.
Yeah, I don't know what he was talking about there. Neuralink?
Yeah, maybe next
Must
time he
be.
comes on.
I mean, he was probably talking about Elon Musk, right? He was saying it kind of weird, but
Oh yeah, but I understand him.
yeah.
Yeah, you didn't understand him.
I mean, I was downstairs.
Oh, so you couldn't hear
I was
him.
getting some coffee, so yeah, I couldn't hear him.
You're getting coffee and growing out blonde hair.
This is what I always look like. I don't know what you mean.
Oh my God.
We just did like 45 minutes of like just like fucking, everyone's fucked. Everyone's so fucked. You're gonna fucking die. It's not even AI. It's just fucking darkness. It's dark as shit here. And then we just fucking off the rails for the same amount of time. Just no value, no teaching, just nothing but just shit show for an equal amount of the show.
That's so true. I think we found our groove.
You know what's funny is sometimes on calls it's like this, where like it feels like we have to shoot the shit for like an hour and a half afterwards just to let things land.
Yeah,
It's like
100%.
this is another one of those.
Make no mistake, this is valuable. I think valuable. It keeps getting cut off. Oops.
It's all right. I know there's a little heart there.
Oh God. Well, thanks, Sarah. Lots of giggles. That was good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. Just to integrate the messages.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not all doom and gloom.
No.
The reality of it underneath everything. Can you guys take me seriously while I wear this?
Yeah.
Did I lose all my street cred? The reality
this
of it.
is a little hard to see. There's a dangly that only I can see.
Oh, yeah. So it's just you. You can't take me seriously. But yeah, I look fine from the front, right?
Yeah, you look great. Wait, will you go back to the other screen?
So we can see ourselves real time?
Yeah.
Yeah, you like that better.
It just makes more sense.
I know. Yeah, it is easier. The reality of it underneath everything. Is that we're fine.
Yes, as intuitive people that
You know what I
trust
mean?
their intuition, we are 100% fine.
Yeah. Just the journey of getting through the amount of discomfort that's required to get through to be able to be just okay with life.
Like you. Just to be okay with life.
Yeah, so just like me, just chill. Chill like chat. It's a lot. Okay, so the answer is no. You guys can't take me seriously when I'm wearing this wig.
I know. It's too hard.
All right. Everybody say goodbye to Larry Chestnut.
Is that what it was?
I think this is the Larry Chestnut
Yeah.
wig, but it's on backwards.
yeah.
Because he had it on backwards. He had the
You
back,
wore it back.
at the front.
You did wear it backwards. I know. I feel like I always want to like push people in the direction of. I feel like through brute force, push them in the direction
Yeah.
of trusting their own access and knowing
Yeah.
that they're good, and that if they're not trusting their own access, they're fucked. Which is
Yeah.
a weird thing to say to people, and you probably shouldn't say that. I probably shouldn't, shouldn't. But like it just feels true, and I feel like we can all feel that in our own life too.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh yeah, when I end up trusting my intuition and checking in and slowing down, like everything is fine. But like I can feel when I like deviate or like when I just sell a sliver of myself for like a social nicety or like a thing that you do, like it just like it like eats at you. And those things are only going to get harder to. It's just going to get harder.
Yeah.
but mostly for other people that haven't been walking this path and doing this work. Like I genuinely don't think it'll be harder for us in the future. Like I don't know why. It just seems like it's going to get easier because the distinction is so clean and drawn out.
Yeah.
And I know what's what.
Yeah.
There's like,
Yeah.
you have so many hairs.
I have of many different colors.
Yeah. There.
You're like, who's this colorful bitch
know.
you've been hanging out with?
This is candy cane color hair. That'd be crazy.
Guys, thanks for the Twitch Prime.
If
Thanks for the super chat.
Oh my god. If in like a week from now I find candy cane hairs in your
Underwear.
I wasn't gonna say that. But yes. Something like that. David, what were you doing? You just start a new channel.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know I'm extreme in my stances.
No, but it's good because to me, what you're doing is you're pushing back with the same force that darkness is pushing them into bullshit.
That's a good way to look at it. Yeah, I don't want people to.
Yeah, because emotionally, the stakes feel very high. It feels like, oh no, I'm gonna run out of money and everything's gonna fall apart. And it feels so real.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go, no, if you don't trust yourself, then shit's gonna fall apart. Like you're fucked if you don't trust yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a wake up call to just trust the thing you're already getting anyway. Because it's like, oh, you're right. Like I don't want to just be okay by this fucking script that everyone's running on.
Yep.
But like give up my soul and wait to die. That's certainly fucking worse. Certainly fucking worse. But then you gotta swallow the fucking pill of like, okay, so it's gonna be harder or it's gonna be hard.
Yep.
It's like, okay, am I gonna choose harder or am I gonna choose hard? Like I guess I'll choose hard. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, this is not an easy path to walk.
No.
By any means. And I think that's why most people don't do it. And that's
why. And don't be fucking deceived. Nobody's having a grand old time out there.
I know. The stuff on social media is so fake. Like, I talk about this all the time, so it feels kind of redundant, but I think it's always worth mentioning. Like when the people on social media are talking about a thing and then sharing the affiliate link to the thing, it's just so gross. Or when there's an ad, it's like, it just feels off. Like, it's like, I always go to this place. I'm like, they have no idea that their safety and security is insured by God. Because, number one, they don't believe that. They think their safety and security is insured by dollar signs.
Yeah, and Instagram followers. And
they've done like a panic their entire life to make money, generate income in order to ensure their safety. Like, it's weird. Like, when you hit rock bottom so many times financially and have negative accounts and collectors calling you, and like, I got a notice a long time ago about my red Jetta was going to get repossessed. It was like and it's like in red font, it was like really meant to like scare you. So then I called the bank and then I paid it and it was fine. Not a big deal. But like, it's just when you've been to the bottom where everyone's afraid to go, you realize that nothing in your physical reality changes.
Yeah. Like
it's all just panic and emotion, and it drives our biology. It drives us to do things that are out of alignment. And it drives us to do things that aren't genuinely here. And that's what I see when I see people sharing on Instagram and then sharing a whole thing of all these fears or all these things you need to worry about, or how you need to detox the heavy metals, or like but it's like, you have to be getting that through your own access. Like, that's why, like, yes, I have a Cosiva link. Yes, I do my fucking 5 sprays a day and I do my Fulvic. Yes. But like, I'm only going to share it if I feel called. And like, that's why, like, we don't make money through our affiliate links. Like, we suck at it. I suck at it because I can't generate a narrative that gets everybody enrolled in this thing. And like, I know what I could do. There's chemtrails squirting like fucking crazy today. I can show you the chemtrails, and then I can share the link, and I can talk about all the, and I can
do the Skylight Chronicles.
I can be the educator. I can I can play a character, but like, that defeats the whole purpose. Like, my whole thing is like, do not buy from me or click anything that I have to offer unless you've checked in with God and it's actually true and genuinely here. Like, you've got to slow the fuck down and trust what you're getting. And if you're not getting any guidance to buy the latest thing, then don't buy it. And be with that discomfort of what it means to not have the thing that everyone seems to be talking about, which for whatever reason in my feed right now, it's red light therapy. And I'm just like, ugh.
Funny.
It's just everywhere.
Back to basics, am I right?
Maybe because they're running a sale. I don't know. But it's just like, it's so pervasive. And like, we need to see, like, but we need to see it for what it is. It's manipulation. Like, it's crafting a narrative to hook into your biology, whether the person is good intended or not, which they often have good intentions, but there's an underlying current within them that they don't know their safety and security is insured. Like, they truly don't. People do not know that. That is a second paradigm perspective that we will stand on until the end of time, because I have lived out 100 iterations of life where everything should have bottomed out and my life should be in shambles. And it's fucking not. Are we here living at my mom's? Yeah. Does it suck? Yeah. But is it true? Yeah. And it's right. And it's the way it's supposed to be right now. And you can probably feel the truth in it too. Like, oh yeah, it makes sense. Miriam and David are at her mom's right now. And like, we're here till we're not. And it's not about making it wrong. It's not about, it's like, if this is where God wants us right now. If we were supposed to be somewhere else, we would be, and we'd move in a heartbeat, because we know what it's like to get that guidance. We know what it feels like when the energy starts closing up. The energy has closed up 0 here. I joined the HOA. That's how open the energy is for me to be here, to commit to a 2-year role and a fucking HOA. Like, oh my God. That is not truther. That is not conspiracy. That is not patriot. That doesn't fit in. Everyone's like, get out of the HOAs. Like, go buy a piece of land. Like, nah. These are all the things you should be supposed to be doing. And all my guidance was like, Miriam, go do that.
Go deeper.
Yeah. Be even more engaged. Be even more here. There's nothing to run from when you know that you're good, and no matter what the circumstances, no matter how many fucking squirter planes are going overhead, like, knowing that you're good. And it's not about the heavy metal detox. Like, it's, you're gonna still be okay. Like, it's okay. Like, you have to trust your own guidance over everything. And you can't see, oh, well, so-and-so mentioned the heavy metal detox, so maybe that's my sign. No. It's not your fucking sign. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, it's just you're being bombarded with heavy metal detox or red light therapy or whatever the thing is, but still stay steady in your knowing. That is the most important thing. I know I get all soapboxy
because the worst
about it.
possible thing that could happen to you in that situation is you buy the thing and then you think that that thing made your life better. You think that that thing was the solution and not your intuition.
Right.
You need to know at the end of the day that you can have nothing and everything can be completely uncertain. You can have no idea where your life's going to go or how things are going to come together. You can have everything feel like it's going to fall apart any fucking second, and you're completely fine.
Right.
You need to understand that, because that's the feeling that's generated by darkness to get you to do shit. And you need to know what it feels like to be manipulated by darkness. You need to know exactly what that feels like. And the only way to have that experience is to have it crush in on you to such a degree. And to fucking kick and scream and go, God, please tell me what's here. How the fuck can I get out of this? And all God says is just, you don't. You don't get out of this. And the message there is always something like, I don't think we always get this message internally, but it's the felt sense behind it is always like, you don't understand how hard I worked to get you to feel this bad. So I'm not going to give you some way to get out of it.
Right.
And it's not here to get out of it. You don't understand how hard it worked to orchestrate your circumstances in such a way to get you to feel this feeling to that depth, because there's not many things that can make you feel that bad in that way. And that's the exact place within you need to fortify, and you know it. You know that's where you're a scared little bitch and you will cave to darkness. You know that's where you don't believe in God.
Yeah, all those holes need to be patched. I feel like that's what is always being presented to us by God, not by Satan or darkness or that you fucked up. It's David wrote an article about it, purposeful hardship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's very
Mm-hmm.
intentional. That's the only.
Intentional is a better word.
Oh,
It's a much better word.
intentional hardship.
Yep.
Okay.
Much better.
David wrote a new
Much better.
article with a new title called Intentional Hardship. I like the word purposeful.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it is.
Similar feel, but it's intentional. Intentional is the definition of purposeful that I meant.
Okay.
That's a better word. I heard
well, if only
Candace
you had
Owens
used...
say intentional,
Oh,
and I was
funny.
like, intentional.
Oh, funny. Well, you should have used ChatGPT. You
I know.
maybe would have written a better article.
Probably.
But yeah, I think. Yeah, I think it's important to remember these aspects of reality and like what we're actually working with. And we're not swamped by darkness. We're not taken out by darkness. Like we're good. And our connection is true and pure and valid. And we can trust it. Like all of that stuff, we need to like constantly be reminded of that for whatever reason, because we seem to forget. We think that we're bad and that I don't know what we think about ourselves. It's a docile, insecure, intuitive.
Yeah. We just want to get out. We want to get out of the pressure because it's too much and it hurts.
Yeah.
But frankly, it's not too much.
No. No, it's not. But it does hurt. And we're fully capable of being with it.
Yeah.
But like then you start seeing like the ways in which that same pressure works in other people and moves them. Because then you see other people leap into manic action or do whatever the heck they do. Like people get fucking weird. And then if you share your experience, like if I, shared like, oh yeah, my bank account, it's negative 500 right now. Like people go into a panic. Like, and you're good with it. You're like, oh, whatever. Like it's just fucking numbers on a screen. It means nothing. It'll get back up there when it's time. Like when you're like that, people don't know what the fuck to do with you. They think you're irresponsible. They don't, like whatever the things are. And it's like, wow, this is wild. Like I'm sharing something with you and you can't even be with it because like you would never let your bank account get that low. Like something bad must have happened. Like, and then you end up managing all these other, this person's all their shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible to make ourselves a victim to our evolution, but it's stupid. It's a stupid perspective. The idea that like it's so fucking hard for me to be so ahead of everyone that I can't talk to people about what I'm going through. It's like, okay, I mean, I guess that's hard. But like the reason why people are so uncomfortable is because we're so fucking far ahead because we're being guided by the most powerful force in all of existence. Like we're some of the only people that have access to true, genuine light and have the capacity within us to trust it 100%.
Right.
Everyone else sells that for something. So it's like, yeah, like it sucks, I guess, to be so far ahead. Like we can find creative ways to justify how much it sucks or to like build some narrative within ourselves of how woe we are. Woe is me.
Yeah.
But like things are pretty fucking good, honestly, when we zoom out.
I know.
All things considered, when we can be with the full weight of the truth of reality, we don't really know where we are. We don't really know to what degree history is correct at all. We don't really know what's happening geopolitically, fucking politically. We've no real sense of what this thing is and where it's going and where the powers that be are trying to take us. We know we're kind of along for the ride to some degree, collectively. Like we can't really just change everybody. And even if we were to like rally like 1,000 people around us, like work like fucking, we wouldn't do anything. We'd do what? Nothing's changing. It's this thing's so fucking big. It feels like we have no power at all, really. But we're very obviously ahead in our experience. It's so obvious.
Yeah, I know. I know. I keep coming back to money because I think that's to me, that's the most obvious place. Like when people get all up in a tizzy about money, to me, it's like, oh, you obviously haven't lived a life then. Like you've just been playing by the rule set that was given to you. Like you haven't hit negative 500. Like you haven't filed for bankruptcy. You haven't been in copious amounts of debt.
Yeah.
Like, because who cares? And then like even same thing with insurance. Like my neighbor was like, oh, I can't believe you don't have health insurance. I was like, yeah, no, I don't. Like I don't, why? I checked in. I don't need it. Like, but it's like, it's this, there's all these like, because then it's like, well, what if something bad happens to you? It's like, I don't know. Then we deal with it. Then we pay $10 a month for the next 100 years to the hospital. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, there's a solution for everything. But like, people's brains can't even go there. And like, I mean, we talked about this in our last live, but there is like an actual true maturity to being here and seeing what this place is and knowing what to take seriously and what not to take seriously. Because there's a lot of made up rules that just, they're made up. They're entirely made up. It's a mental construct that everybody agrees to. It's a psychosis that everyone's in. Everyone has health insurance. Everyone has homeowners insurance. Everyone has car insurance. Everyone has da 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 da. Do they? But what if some people don't? Can that be okay? Why are you bothered by other people's decisions about their life? Like, there's such a mismatch.
Yeah.
And to me, that just shows that these people haven't lived. They haven't lived a real life. They haven't been through intentional hardship. God hasn't pressed them into circumstances of what it looks like to be homeless, to live out of your car. Like, those things are pivotal moments in your life where you see how good and supported and taken care of you actually are. When you run out of food, when you don't know where your next meal is going to come from. Like, that shit does something to someone. Or it sends them into like a manic panic spiral, and then they get all smarmy and weird.
Yeah. The lesson is either thank God I was able to figure that out, or thank God.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the split road. Same thing with 2020. Same thing with your mom.
Yeah,
Same
you either
thing.
see more about how reality works, or you buy the darkness bullshit.
Yep. Yeah, you either know that you're still firmly planted on the cliff's edge, or you think you're free falling and Satan can save you.
Yep. Yeah. You pull the parachute.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, it's a game.
I know, and what do you mean?
At the end of the day, it's a game. Like, it's the idea that this is a simulation, like a meaningless simulation, is, I think, silly. But the idea that like we're here and we are deciding as a whole, like not just like the world, like not like fucking 7-8 billion, however fucking many people are here.
That's
but
a
like
lie too.
The much bigger. We as a whole, all of God, every soul in existence, we're kind of deciding whether or not we're going to do this darkness thing or whether we're going to do the God thing.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yep. I feel that.
And here, we're like, all of the incentives go toward darkness. That's like that's the game we're playing here, right? But the same decision is being made everywhere. Some places it's much easier. Here it's much harder. But it's like it's a game.
Yep.
And we have to know that like when all of the red lights come on within our being and we freak the fuck out, that means nothing. That means nothing about like that decision is still the thing we're making. And all of those red lights are just like you got to go dark. You got to go bullshit. You got to go to scripts. You can't trust yourself. Can't trust your intuition. Don't trust what you're getting. Don't check in with God. It's just all of the incentives and all of this discomfort is driving you away from God.
Yep. I know. I mean, they've crafted it like from top to bottom.
100%.
This whole structure we live within. Yeah. It's wild. It's wild to see it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because even that hardship, that emotion, that's intentional from darkness, you know? Like there's a degree of intentional hardship on both sides. Like darkness is trying to push you into such a degree of discomfort that you have to do. You have to. But I just have to do this. I have to fucking get a job. I have to fucking
sell my soul or whatever it is.
Whatever it is. Whatever it is at the wrong time.
Yep. Yeah.
Darkness is intentionally making you uncomfortable. And God's going, yeah, well, let's make you even more uncomfortable and then just don't do anything. Then you'll be fine.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And that's the ultimate mind fuck because we just want to alleviate the tension. And that's what Buy Now does. That's what all those affiliate links do is it alleviates the tension. And then by the time you get the thing, you're like, oh yeah, I forgot about this.
I know it's pretty fucked up. They teach that in marketing. They teach that the Buy Now, to the customer, as soon as they click buy now, they've solved the problem.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's a
it's
mind
crazy
fuck.
to think about it.
Well,
But it's true.
you biologically feel relief when you buy the thing and the thing's on its way. And then there's like a couple days where it's shipping and you like forget that you bought it.
Mm-hmm.
Or
And it
the
doesn't
day
matter.
before you're like, oh, I wish I had it now. Like, oh man, if I already had this.
Yeah.
And then you get it and then you're like, oh yeah. And then do you even use it?
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's wild.
Yep.
Even the buy now stuff you were telling me in like pitches and stuff from stage when people will try to sell their packages for
And they'll
coaching.
use NLP and they'll say buy now, BYNOW. Buy now, we've talked about a lot. They'll start saying that at the end. It's funny.
So by now you're probably thinking,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
man, I hated NLP. Everyone was so into it in Encinitas, and I remember just being angry.
Yeah. They like having power over other people.
Yeah, it felt manipulative.
Yeah.
Because it is. Because it is. But it's everywhere. And it's weird. It's weird that we like give people a pass on that. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's cool. You're an NLP practitioner? That's awesome.
Yep. It's like, oh, so you like manipulate people? It's like, yeah, for good.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's it. That's funny.
It's dirty.
It is dirty. But that's real darkness. Like darkness isn't the people who manipulate people for evil. That's not real darkness. That's not the paradigm of darkness. The paradigm of darkness is that like I know better than God for myself, probably for everyone. Probably. I mean, I could definitely structure this better than God. If I was God, I would structure this much better. But it's for good. Both darkness and God want good. But darkness's good is different than God's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's the real debate we're having here. Nobody wants fucking hardship and evil and chaos and death and destruction. And it can go there emotionally. Darkness can get petty sometimes. There's that element of darkness.
Yeah, there's a few of them that are,
You can feel the like, fuck everyone, this fucking,
Yeah.
there's that. Yeah, like the angry fucking darkness. Yeah, there's that, but it's not the majority. The majority of darkness wants good by their standards. They want to do a good that is better than God.
right, which
It
is
is
things
good
like
versus God.
the line, like building that city, the line, and
Yeah, and cities
the
and
15
money.
Yeah, 15-minute cities and
Yeah.
convenience, smart dust, and everyone's all, it's synchronistic.
Yeah.
It's synchronistic, which is what we could have in a God-filled society, is a synchronistic society. But it's synchronistic on darkness's terms.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we'll do another live or something on this topic. It came up last time too.
Do you think
But, like,
Brian
why-
Versa will come?
Maybe, yeah. That'd be nice. I mean, he's the expert.
Dr. Brian?
But why AI feels dark? And it's this. It's this. It's because at the core of this paradigm of like, we can make a solution that takes into consideration all of the data and outputs what's best. That's God's job. That's literally
Right.
the function of God.
Right.
To
To hijack that.
to try to recreate the function of God and not
Right.
go to God is crazy.
Yeah.
Like it's not even that this technology in and of itself is bad or that it's like it doesn't work or it doesn't make life better, it doesn't make things more convenient, it's so terrible. It's like the paradigm underneath it is darkness. That's why it's hard to completely engage with. Because like the technology itself is convenient, it can make our life better. But how do you engage with something that at its core is darkness and use it for light? It's tough. It's really fucking tough.
Yeah.
They're just key moment. It's like, okay, well, let's ask it what synonyms are instead of Googling. You know, it's like, that's not bad. It doesn't mean that you're interfacing with fucking darkness and it's terrible and you're a bad person and you gave in. No, it's like,
I did that the other day, actually.
yeah, it's like, it's convenient. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
it was
Fucking use it.
It was
Who
so
gives
much
a shit?
easier. Yeah.
Yeah, who gives a shit? It's just better than the thing we already have. But at the core, its paradigm is that we can make our life decisions with this thing. That's where it's going.
Right.
That's why it feels dark. That's
Right.
the through line there. That's the thing we're all kind of
Right.
afraid of internally, is that we're going to be strong-armed into no longer having control over our lives because AI is smarter. And it's weird that's where it's going, right? That like that either way we're going to have this loss of control. It's either going to be that we surrender our will to AI because it's smarter, or we surrender our will to God because it's actual light and actual benevolence.
Yep.
Like this idea that we're free and sovereign and so fucking smart, that idea is getting less believable by the day.
Oh.
It's so obvious how retarded we all are.
Yeah.
And everyone who really thinks about it knows it.
Yep. I know. I've never resonated with us being sovereign.
Like we have to know that we're small and tiny and easily manipulated. So who and what are we going to surrender our will over to?
Yep.
Who and what, like what side of this are we going to choose? Is it God as we know it, or is it the consensus good? Because it's not so simple as is it light or dark? Internally, it's like, is it God as I know it? And I have to trust myself that this is God and this is good. Is it this thing that I'm doing, or is it what everyone else thinks is good? I don't know. Fucking difficult, very difficult to sort through, almost impossible to sort through. You just go in fucking circles. But that's our ultimate decision, is what we're going to listen to. Because the idea that we're going to make decisions for our lives and do it precisely for the rest of our lives is fucking crazy. That's not where we're going. And honestly, when I zoom out and I think from that perspective, it makes sense why America would die. It'd be a symbol to the rest of the world that freedom and independence and fucking the strong will of the individual, that it just implodes and it's over. Yep. And that we need to work for the collective good, because that's where all of the world already is. And America's the only fucking place really that's trying to do this whole democracy thing where like we're all strong, powered individuals, but everyone else sees us as lonely and full of ourselves and like
fat. And,
yep. We're a laughing stock to the rest of the world. And I think it's purposeful. Because it really seems like we're going to that direction where everyone across the world just agrees. Like we gotta, like we're stupid. We gotta listen to something. And it's going to be AI. It's not even going to be, so do we listen to God or AI? It's not even going to be a fucking question. We gotta trust AI. Because it takes out human error. That's going to be the lens. There's too much human error and there's too much bias. We all know we are biased. Look at 2020. There was so much bias. We made so many mistakes. We can't let human bias get in the way. We need to be objective, and AI is objective. We're going to program this on objective truth, and we're going to follow the objective truth as far as it goes, and that will be the way that we overcome our human bias.
Yeah, that's essentially when I went down an Alison McDowell rabbit hole a while ago now, and she was talking about the digital twins. It was really interesting to me. I mean, again, it was another place I popped in and popped out just as quickly.
Yeah.
But I got what I needed. And it's essentially that. I mean, it's offloading your decision-making process to your digital twin who knows everything about you. You know, it's you, but on the blockchain. So, like, all your interests, your aptitudes, like what decisions you'd make, like, and it can even make those decisions better than you can, is the marketing campaign, you know, like if especially when it comes to things like voting, like it's too much for you to read through everyone's, don't get me started on voting, but it's too much to read through everyone's policies. So it knows based on
how you think.
Exactly. How I think, how I perceive the world, everything about me. And then it'll vote on I can say, okay, you do the voting.
Miriam, we've processed no votes again. Because you hate all candidates. That's right, digital twin, thanks.
The drone will be at your door in 30 seconds to blow your brains to bits. Yeah, it's really interesting. And it makes sense. Like, I can feel the relief in something like that if you trust it. Right?
100%.
Like, it's
so
like,
convenient.
oh,
so
cool.
easy.
Like, oh my God, I do like these shoes. What? I never would have picked these. I'm so glad my digital twin chose these shoes for me.
And you'll logically think about things and double check it, and it'll be exactly what you were going to do anyway. It'll work.
Oh, 100%. It'll work really well. It's no different. It feels like we're being primed for that, because it's in the sense of like Instagram and our phones in general, listening and seeing everything all the time. Like, it feels similar to that. Like, it's like, oh my God, I was just thinking about the merino wool sports bras. You know, it's like, how did it know? It's like, oh, I didn't even say it out loud. It's like, yeah, it's in your eyes. It's in the movement. It's in how long you linger on a thing. Like it's in, there's all these little like, I don't even know if they're called haptics, but there's all these little points of
Yeah,
learning
data
that
points.
it's already doing. Haptics are the like touch vibration, right? That's kind of what it feels like energetically, like little it's like gathering information on us constantly. Even right now, right here, like that's what this is. The mannerisms, the voice, like it's so layered.
Yeah, who we are is being digitized, and at some point that digital
Yep.
version of us will become the decision maker.
Yep. Yep. 100%.
And for a lot of things, it'll just make things more convenient.
Yep.
And it won't necessarily be bad or wrong. It's fucking crazy.
I know.
It's just underneath it, we still have to choose, really, whether we're going to give authority over to the convenience or to God.
I know, and it's going to be really easy because it's going to be like, oh, I don't know what I want for dinner. And you ask your digital twin, and your digital twin's like, oh, let's have chicken and broccoli and rice. And you're like, ooh, that sounds good. I haven't had that for a long time.
And maybe that's the feeling, too, of just waiting to die. It's that, like, it's the same thing, but it's so easy. It's so easy just to sit back, give up, and wait to die. It's so easy, and it's only going to get easier. Things are going to get so fucking convenient.
I know it'll be interesting to like what you're checking in for with your digital twin versus, I don't know what else to call it, but that versus God. Because even the like, I believe, I'm not 100% certain, and this isn't so much AI, but I think there's a cell salt company out there where you can plug in all of your symptoms and then it'll generate what cell salts would be best for you based on your symptoms. So it's more like, I see it more as like a table, like a chart, you know, like behind the scenes. But I imagine like even that, you know, like you can even get holistic remedies and
and it's a good example because I look through the benefits of herbal remedies and it's so there everything overlaps. Most of it's just like anti-inflammatory and antioxidants. And then there's some differentiating factors, but not many. And I almost want that. Like I almost want that kind of like really cognitive approach of like, okay, but like what is this best for? You know, like, and I want the answer, and I can feel that piece of me that just wants the answer and wants to know what's best based on what I'm feeling. But the reality of how I take tinctures is I just go up and I kind of just scan and I go, yep, nope.
And then do you take an intuitively guided 10 to 20 drops?
I don't even really count.
As it says on the bottle.
I don't even
I was
really count.
plugging my taboo tinctures.
Sorry.
Let's
Yes,
try that again.
Essentially, I take an intuitively guided amount. That's exactly what I'm saying. Is like that's the reality of how I take everything. I mean, you put out the beef liver pills in NAC in the morning, so I take those.
Yeah.
But they feel good to take. But with tinctures and with I take what I'm called to take, and things come in and out in waves, and I notice that I end up doing kind of what the like holistic practitioners talk about, where they're like, you want to take it until you feel good, and then you stop taking it, because then it's done. Like it served its purpose, or you don't need to keep taking it, and then So there's like there's a curve, and I notice that things they come in, and I take a lot. Like when that goldenrod flower tincture, when he first made that, and when it was first done, I took that like 4 times a day at the beginning. I just kept. I would just be walking by, and I'd be like, oh, yep, yep, I gotta take more.
I know.
I just took so much of it, and now it's tapered off. And I've done maybe like 1 squirt in my tea the past 3 or 4 days.
Wow.
So cool. I got what I needed from it. That's the reality of how I take things. But if I had a fully formulated map of like based on your biology and what's happening and your symptoms, and it would be very hard for me I would question more.
100%.
It would make it harder.
Yeah. Yeah. It feels like an even stronger authority than a doctor in a white coat.
100%. 100%. Yeah. Yeah.
But it's that same offloading of authority and knowing what's right.
Yep. To intelligence.
Yep. Yeah. To smart. Something smarter
There's something smarter than me.
Yep.
Yeah. That's why I think I always used to say that God is so much smarter than us, and it was kind of weird. And you were always like, I don't like this. Something I think.
I don't know. Probably. It sounds like me. Sounds like me to say, I don't like that.
But there's a
Yeah,
weightiness in it, because it's
I
like,
feel that.
we should probably we are pretty fucking retarded. Like we can see how easily manipulated our own biology is. We can see how much our emotions pull our thoughts left and right, like how fragmented we are, how like just traumatized we are, how much we worry about things that we know aren't a big deal. Like we can see how weirdly wired this body is, and there's something wrong. Like there's like, we shouldn't be wired this way.
Right.
This doesn't feel right. Something is wrong here. So it does make sense to offload some of our decision making, but to what, right? Like what, at the end of the day, do we trust AI? Do we trust like the sum total consensus of what everyone's doing? Or is this feeling within us real? Is this knowing within us that calls us forward real? It's proved itself to us hundreds of times over.
Oh my God, so
but is it real enough to us to offload our decision making to it?
Entirely.
And they go, okay, all right.
And like even to the point where you're checking in with God to ask, like, hey, should I use ChatGPT for synonyms today? Or Google?
Exactly. And that's probably the best picture of where we're going. Because this world is only going to get darker, but we are not our environment. And it's possible for us to navigate that even darker world.
That's what I named my Art of Truth today. That's so funny. Product of your environment.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I was getting all those messages about not being my environment last week.
I know, that's so funny.
Yeah, there's a big thread in there. I'm sure it'll unpack more.
That's cool.
But at the end of the day, we're not our environment. We're not the way that the vibes are in the air. That's not us. We'll feel them. We'll feel the vibes, but we're not the vibes.
We're not meant to embody them and be the vibes.
Yeah, things are only going to get darker, but that's not proof that we are dark or we're fucked up or we're manifesting shit wrong or whatever the fuck. However, we still compartmentalize it into our problem.
Which again, another genius play by darkness. We are just perpetually making ourselves wrong.
Yeah.
Thinking that we did something bad and wrong and that's why things are hard. But not actually really seeing the true villain, which is darkness itself.
Yeah, and that's why it's a genius move, is because the work we are doing, we're using our own cognitive bandwidth. We're using a percentage of our mental power to rationalize why what darkness is doing to us is our fault. We're using our mental power to translate what darkness is doing into, oh, it's probably me. We're having to get like creative. We're working actively trying to rationalize darkness away. Oh, no, darkness isn't real. I just fucked up.
Oh my God. Someone recently I was following was saying that she doesn't think evil really exists and that it's just people make bad decisions. I was like,
I understand. It's a very tempting way to think that there's good and bad within all of us, and some people just let the bad overcome them. It's the wolf that they fucking fed. But that's not what's going on here. Because there are souls. It's not even really about bodies. It's not even souls and bodies. There are souls that have already made the decision that God isn't worthwhile. God is not a worthwhile source of data.
I know. Just one look at Hollywood. You can see it.
Yeah.
One look at fame. It's everywhere.
Yeah. And at the far end of all of this, where it goes, everything at some point is going to have to realize that we can never have enough data. We'll never know enough to make good decisions on the ground floor. We won't. There's no way we can know enough about history and fucking where we are and how the world works and how things are structured and the way the economy works and the right political stances. You cannot know enough to make good decisions on even basic shit. You can't know enough about your health to make good decisions on which tinctures to take. You cannot know enough about the world to make decisions, the best decisions on who to vote for, to then make decisions for other people. We can't do this on the ground floor.
Yeah.
To me, that's the message of the Bible. It's like the whole fucking point of the book. I don't love the book, but I agree. I agree with that point. Man cannot rule himself. It's a very obvious thing. We suck at it. We suck at trying to figure out what we want, what we're doing, how things work, what would be ideal. And we're so fucking manipulated here, and things are so twisted that it's only getting harder by the day. Because if we ran our lives, we would give up, be miserable, and wait to die. At least that's how I would be. That's how I would be if I ran my own life. And I know it. I know it without a shadow of a doubt. I would be miserable. I would work hard. I would make money. I would get by. I would grow my fucking net worth. And I would wait to die.
You might buy a few cool things along the way.
Sure, of course. I'd fucking get the Apple Vision Pro 3.
3.
Yeah, take a bet. take a bet till I build my net worth to the point where that'd be worth it.
Pro 7.
Yeah. Pro 10.
That's awesome. Yeah.
But I know enough about myself to know that I would be pretty miserable. Would do some drugs, would be single, would just make a lot of money, and I would hole away and wait to die and buy some cool things. Find some like community somewhere to hang out with so I don't feel lonely and wait to die. It's not a good life. The life that I would architect is not a good life, and I know it. I know enough about myself to know that I make terrible decisions about how I would architect my life. The way that it's not even a cognitive thing. It's my emotions. My emotions are the things that drive and build that life. I know it. I know. I like.
But you're supposed to say like all these dream fantasical things.
That would be my cognitive thing. Like cognitively, I would be building a great life, and I'd be maximizing friendship, and I'd be doing all the right things. Cognitively, I'd be fine. But I know what would actually be creating it is that deep sorrow within my being. It would just take over. There's a sorrow and a longing within my being that wants to be filled, and it just wants to be safe and just sit. It just wants to be safe and just give up and just sit. I know that's my preferred emotion is safe and stable and the no demands of me, and I just want to sit and wait to die and have fun things along the way, whatever. I'll be entertained, whatever. I know that's the life that I would want to create.
You wouldn't do the entertaining? Like you wouldn't be a wig wearer?
No.
We'd have to burn the wigs.
Yeah, I would yeah, no, I just let you have them.
Oh, thanks.
It would be I would find an efficient way to make money, that low effort, and then I'd scale it until it's like I'm working just as fucking hard as everyone else, and I'd make a lot of money and do things with that money and try to get the sorrow to go away. Wouldn't. Yeah. I know my biology is too retarded to structure my life. It's too fucking retarded.
It's funny though, because that's like the whole like personal development, new agey pocket. It's all about like you choose your own reality, like you create your life. I know. But people, they would never create what you just described.
No, but they would. I think they would create something very similar.
Exactly.
Very, very similar. Because that's
I think people have. I think I've seen people do just that.
100%. Yeah.
I've definitely seen people do that.
Yeah, it really sucks.
Isn't it funny that it's always about dollar signs?
Yep.
It's about like dollar signs and time. It's about like having like financial freedom and time freedom.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
I just think that's the funniest thing because that's all you can create in that manifesting mindset. You create your own reality life.
Yeah, when I talk to B and I try to sort through all this stuff, like what's good, what's God, what's real, whatever.
Yeah.
When I get into those pockets and we're kind of exploring, like, okay, well, what's your psychology think about this? When I get into those twisted places where it's like, okay, well, I don't know, I'd probably give up or just give up. Then the question they always ask me is like, what's good? What's good there? I don't even know. Like my like brain I can't even calculate it. Like when I give up my soul and I'm not doing this intuition thing anymore, where's good? I can't find it.
Yeah, there isn't any.
I can't find it.
Yeah,
so my first response every time is abundance.
Funny.
That's all I have left. Because I have nothing. No, there's no good. It's gone.
Yeah.
Unless I'm doing this.
Yeah.
There's no good. It's just abundance. So then that's why I know that I would find an efficient way to create money, and that's where it goes.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the like
Yeah.
the craftsmanship from darkness is so
Genius.
good.
Yeah. It's genius.
Because even in that pocket of like new age personal development that's the word. Abundance.
Mm-hmm.
That's the word.
Mm-hmm.
That and gratitude.
Yep. Yep.
But you manipulate yourself into a state
Gratitude is the justification for why you don't feel good.
it's brainwashing.
Gratitude's a weird one.
I hate gratitude.
Well, because it's like, oh, well, you should be happier than you are.
Uh-huh.
But it's like, but no. I did all of this to be happy, and I'm not happy. And it's like, well, you should be grateful.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait,
Yeah.
what?
Uh-huh.
That's all I have left is to pretend that I'm happy?
Yep.
And it's like, yep, you figured it out. Go pretend that you're happy. Go chase abundance and then pretend that you're happy. And the more you pretend you are happy, the happier you will be.
That's fucking
gratitude.
Nuts.
Mm-hmm. It is fucking nuts. It's twisted. It is sick as fuck.
Yep. I know. Because I'm like, what if you're just not grateful? Like anytime.
Yeah, what if you're honest with yourself?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've just hated gratitude. I just fucking hate gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
I have felt the the feeling and emotion of gratitude very few times in my life, and it just overwhelms me,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm overcome by it. But it happened. It's like it's just happening. Mm-hmm. There's no like I'm trying to get to gratitude or I'm writing out the 10 things I'm grateful for
mm-hmm.
this morning in my journal. Like
mm-hmm.
it's not contrived. It's just like it bubbles up and my eyes well up and I'm just like in reverential awe of what divinity has done or moved.
Yeah, you see God's design in your life.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you like see a glimmer of what good actually is.
Yep.
And that it's been there the whole time.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That.
Yep. Yeah, that shit's real.
But it's not a contrived thing.
No. And you can't really get to it.
No, you can't access
I'm thankful for my cat. Thankful for waking up this morning versus asphyxiating
you need your wig back
my
on.
pillow. Yeah. Thanks to the Twitch Primes.
I'm grateful for my Twitch Primes.
I'm grateful for you guys Twitch priming. I'm grateful for the likes.
And for the unicorns.
I'm grateful for you, chat.
So good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's a trip.
Yeah.
There's something else I was going to say about all this, but I lost it.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I know enough about myself now and the life that I would create if I were in charge of this and how stupid it is that I don't trust my emotions or even really my brain to decide what's best for my life in the direction that I'm going. And it's as like sad as that sounds in some ways, or like kind of weird as that sounds, there's a relief in it.
Oh, 100%.
There's a relief in it. It's like, okay, like I'm kind of glad I don't trust myself to run the direction of my life because I trust God enough. Like I'm already doing this thing. This is already what I bet my entire existence on. But like letting go even more, like recognizing where I would take this thing, if like this fucking feeling inside, it just bubbles and it gets so intense.
Yeah.
And until I go do the thing, it will never go away. Yeah. And it's like when I'm in that, it's so fucking hard just to go, you know what? I'm just gonna trust God.
I know.
But if I can remind myself that where that feeling, where it's and it's just fucking so intense, where that feeling goes is like deep hopelessness and there's no good and everything's fucking shitty and mediocre and then I wait to die. When I know that that's where that goes, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, maybe I don't need to follow that. Maybe I just let it roll through. Maybe I am still okay. There's a relief in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it reminds me of like all the iterations of life we've lived and thought we knew what we were doing, or when we were in Seattle and we found that it was a
commercial space.
Yeah, commercial space on the bottom and apartment living on top. It was an adorable place.
And it was cheaper than what we were already paying.
Yeah.
We were going to save $300 a month.
We were.
Also
I
have
don't
a
even
commercial
remember.
Space. Yeah. Well, because we were paying $2,400 and then we were going to pay $2,100.
It was a good find. But then it didn't end up happening. And then 2020 happened. And then we moved out of Seattle altogether. Yeah. And like that's where, you know, Chaz and Chop and BLM and like, you know, we talked about all this stuff before. But it's just interesting the way things went down.
Mm-hmm.
And like I would have got fucking blown to smithereens if I was still living in Seattle with my stances. I had to get to a fucking red state as fast as possible. It's like I can't do this. But yeah, it's just interesting because we were thinking we were making something, creating something so different than what we were actually being guided to do.
Yeah.
And I would say those were some of the harder years, like probably the most of our relationship until really landing here. Funny enough, this has its own challenges of hardship, but I think the deep listening was definitely challenging.
Yeah.
Because I was still tied to all those people and all those friendships of all those things of where you create your reality and you create what you want and you manifest and you just got to get your vibe right. And then, you know, it's a disservice to not share your gifts with the world and you're doing people a disservice by, it's like, well, then here I am. I'm at your disservice. Like, fuck. Like, you can do no right by any of those ideologies.
Yeah.
It's a perpetual state of being made wrong. So you're trying your best to figure it out. But then, I don't know, 2020 just changed everything. And we just listened even deeper and like tuned out the noise even harder. And like, I even remember, I mean, there were instances before that too. Like when we flew back to San Diego to our storage unit, you were like, we just need to get the fuck in our own energy. We're not going to the fucking party, Miriam.
Uh-huh.
I don't even like parties. But David was like, we're not going. I don't fucking care.
Everyone wanted to go to this fucking party.
He's like, we need to be in our own goddamn energy. Like, fuck this. He was so like, yeah, just stern about it. And I was like, oh, okay. David's right. And it was so much better. When we got in our own energy, we found our car. We bought the car. We moved to storage unit. We drove to Seattle. We didn't go to the party.
You know what's funny? You walking through all of that for some reason brought up this thought that at the core of darkness, there's the assumption or the thought something's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the branch. That's what kind of generates darkness, and everything that you do that is dark comes after that thought. Something's wrong. And there are times, I guess there's more nuance too.
It's so much nuance, yeah.
Because there are times where there actually is something wrong. Like there's something wrong with this fucking world. It's dark as shit, right? That's not it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's that there's something wrong with the guidance that you're already getting and who you already are and the way of being that the path that you're walking. Something's wrong with God. Something's wrong with God and your very being within God. That the guidance you're getting already, the thing you're being guided to do already, the path you're walking already is fundamentally wrong, and you need to panic and figure out how to fix it immediately.
Mm-hmm. I know. I still feel those, like, not so much anymore, but those feelings, the like wrongness of like how I'm supposed to talk online or like, you know, like
same.
all of those things.
Same.
Like, well, Miriam, like you're going to scare people or offend people if you tell them that they're going to fucking die if they don't listen to God. And I'm like, well, yeah, but that's what I think. Like,
yeah, I know.
Like I'm so extreme in my stances and, you know,
everyone's going to hate you, David, if you put on a wig and pretend to be an e-girl and thank them for the church primes.
I know. But yeah, you've been told that before, huh?
Yeah, it's my biggest wound.
He just overcame something big today, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for holding space for me.
But it's interesting. It's just what made me, because I used to, and I've talked about this before, but like I used to run so much of my self by other people before I bead myself online because I don't know, it felt scary to just say what I think completely unfiltered. And like, I mean, I've been told that I'm intimidating or that I'm offensive or that I trigger people. Like I've been told that my whole life. So, but for some reason getting into like business and like,
changes it.
Yeah.
It makes the stakes higher.
But not really is the thing. And like my old, like I went through this like very docile, insecure, intuitive phase for several years. But like I wasn't that way.
Yeah.
Like out the gate, I wasn't docile and secure. Intuitive always, but I never led with my intuitive, or I not outwardly at least. I didn't think of it that way. Like pre 2011, like before my mom had her stroke, that's when I started questioning everything. But like before that, I was kind of offensive and I had stances and I was like kind of bulldogish and like I had opinions and I called bullshit and like, but I just, oh, you're looking for chats.
Mhm.
But it's funny how like the intuitive path, something about it, like intuition, moving to California, meeting all these like entrepreneurs and like people that really know how to do business, like that, it like twisted everything. I got like so confused in all of it and lost my sense of self. And then for years was bouncing myself off of other people to make sure that what I really wanted to say on the internet was going to be okay enough. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's scary to let go completely.
Right.
But that's what's actually required
But that's
of
the
us.
point.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
I feel that every time I'm like totally unhinged and say whatever the fuck I'm thinking and don't care who I offend, like
Yeah.
I feel so much better.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. That's the message I got yesterday or the day before. I was chatting out something. They were saying how, because yeah, I was like to check structures, and I think at the beginning of formulating your life's work, and there's circumstances where structures are very important, and you got to be able to engage with it and pull through structures and understand how they work and set things up so that you have something to fucking transmit into in the first place.
Right.
But they were like, you set this up, it's done, like you're set up, so like now you just need to kind of go,
Mm-hmm.
and you need to not give a fuck at all.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be significantly more unhinged.
Yes. I love that. I love an unhinged David, because that's how you end up with the Twitch streamer.
That's true. That's true.
Dorothy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the structures are in place. You know what I was thinking? This is what I was going to say earlier, which is so crazy. It just came back. So when I was pooping this morning, I was thinking, I was like, wow, this is going to be 8 years. We're coming up on 8 years of all of this.
Second paradigm.
Yeah, of our relationship, of us meeting, of you channeling, of the second paradigm, of everything, this entire journey that we've been on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is year 8. And that just seems, it's just so much closer to 10, which is a decade, which is like that. I don't know, something about that. Like,
yeah.
I don't know, it just clicked something over within me. It's like, wow, we've been at this a really long time. And like, yeah, it's been so behind the scenes. It's been like very small groups, like just a few people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've been building.
And like, yeah, the structure, it has been laid for a very long time, and it's there. And
yeah.
because I hope that people, like, I don't know, when I think of people finding my stuff or what I'm saying or anything like that, I always hope that it's like refreshing. Like, I hope it's just as jarring as it is refreshing. It's like, oh my God, she just said the word retarded and fuck and fag, and like, oh my God, she just said all these words. Like, but she talks about spirituality and God, and like, she just said, like, it's like, can't we just be real? Like, I need some grit in my life. Like, I need that from people. I need to know you're real. Like, people that posture on the internet, I can't. And it's most people posturing. Like, that's all it is posturing.
Yeah.
Because people, they don't want of all those things that I just feared. Like, they don't want to lose their audience, or they don't want to be offensive. Whatever the things are. They bounce stuff off their closest friends too, to make sure that it's okay and checks out. And It's just always been better if I just go for it. That same sentiment, like just go for it. Be even more unhinged.
Yeah. Yeah. And it makes sense. We have to let go of the last little semblance of control.
Yeah, for sure.
Pretending that like us figuring out how we need to be matters at all.
Yeah, it
Because
doesn't.
the truth is, when we plug in and we're pulling the feed
Mm-hmm.
and we're radiating our essence out into the world, we're doing exactly what we're supposed to do.
Yep.
There's nothing else.
Yep.
And again, it's that idea that something's wrong with the way things are coming through and the way that God's presenting itself through us. That something is wrong that needs to be modified.
Yeah.
And we're modifying God with the paradigm of darkness because our biology hurts. And we need to just let our biology hurt. We need to let ourselves be uncomfortable, let ourselves be awkward, let ourselves be whatever the fuck we're going to be, however we're going to take it, and just fucking go for it. Just do it anyway. Because if we don't learn this skill now, it's only going to get harder, truthfully. It's only going to get more compelling to trust our biology. And then you're going to be fucked.
Not in the good way. You'll never get fucked in the good way again. On that note, see you next time.
All right. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you. We don't have music yet because it might crash my computer.